Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Severed vlog. I hope you enjoyed last week's episode, and if you did not see it, we talked about fan theories on Devin, Rickon, Cobell, and Milchek. So if you're interested in any of that, head to my channel and check it out. Now, today's episode, we're switching it up and we're jumping from theories to hidden Easter eggs, specifically in season 1. So if you're interested to see what you may have missed, or even if you caught it, keep listening. So the first thing is all the colors that they use. So they have red and blue, which is similar to the Matrix. It kind of shows a separation of life. So red is mainly seen in the outie world, and blue is mainly seen in the innie world. Now, adding to the colors, we see green a lot. What does green represent? Sickness. It's the floors, like in MDR, all of that. So it may represent how severed people are sick. Now, the next one we figured out by the end of season 1, and it is the black paint that we see under Irving's nails earlier on in the season. Now, we saw the dreams around that same time, and then we don't find out until later that it was actually him painting, and that is what was under his fingernails. Going off of that, when he has those dreams as his innie and sees the black paint, we hear the song. Not a lot of people picked up that we hear the song and it's kind of slowed down. So it shows the foreshadowing of what we were going to find out later in the season. So we know the restaurant Pips is where Mark got his gift card for. It's basically a part of Lumon. And we know that it's named after a former CEO. But Gerhardt's, where Mark went on a date to, is also named after a CEO of Lumon. Now, you might think that's normal, but in reality, it kind of just shows how basically the whole entire place is run by Lumon. That's 2 restaurants, it's not just one. So it's almost like there's eyes everywhere, and we don't know what is Lumon and what isn't Lumon. And right now I'm thinking everything is a part of Lumon or run by Lumon. Now, the next one, I kind of had to do a lot of digging because I never knew when Severance took place. It's in 2020. We know that because of Mark's ID. But a question that I still had was, why was everything outdated? The cars, the technology used at Lumon, everything. Now, this is because they want their work to stay mysterious because of how important it is, but at the same time, they don't want people to hack into their work and find everything out because what they are doing is actually insane. We get a bird's eye view of the check-in desk where the secretary is, and it looks like a computer chip, which kind of makes it seem like all of Lumon, not even just the severed people, but all of Lumon is controlled by something, probably Lumon itself, but it's all controlled and it looks like a computer chip. So it kind of foreshadows the files, Cold Harbor, all of that in very early in the first season.
The numbers are your wife.
Another hidden thing is the actual town's name, Kier. But the state is PE. I don't know a PE. I'm in the US. I do not know what PE is. I know PA, but I have no idea what PE is. So it kind of just goes to show how they're completely disconnected from the real world, and they're almost like in some sort of alternate universe. Okay, so another strange thing is the license plates, and you can see Kier's face on it, so it kind of goes to show that they're still in a cult, if you remember my first episode. But it also says, and I'm going to say this wrong, Remedium hominibus. I definitely said that wrong, but it basically translates to cure for humanity, and basically saying that if you get severed, humanity will be cured. Now, this one talks about the news station that was on the TV when Mark was at home, and we hear how an innie got pregnant a few weeks after her company went severed. Now, we know Lumon's been severed for at least 12 years. I could argue more, but this means that companies other than Lumon, or it might be a Lumon branch because we know there are more branches, but that they are also adopting the severance procedure. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the Lumon logo, the water droplet, we see 3 people wear it, and it is Miss Casey, Natalie, and the secretary. So we know Miss Casey doesn't leave, but she wears the logo. Does Natalie leave? We saw her at the gala, but does she actually leave, or is it only for Lumen events? And is she like, was she an experiment? Was the secretary an experiment, but like a failed experiment because she can't talk to people? Maybe Natalie was not a failed experiment and she actually showed really good signs of their experiment. Maybe it just means that they were all on that floor where you don't get to leave. And even now, would they get to leave? We don't really see a lot of Natalie. We don't know what's going through her mind. But I feel like it would make sense for the way she holds herself and she talks to the board. So maybe they literally built her up from scratch to have the mindset she has and to act the way she does and talk to the board because she is basically the only one that can talk to the board.
The board wants to know if you knew he was missing and if you've spoken to the police.
That is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed. And if you are interested in seeing what the season 2 season finale actually means, come back next week because we are going to dive very deep into the episode of Cold Harbor.